Hello friends, it's Veta and Pieces of Intuition, and today our topic is connected to sight or eyes, as you can see in all of the cards. More importantly, about what is something that you're not currently seeing or maybe overlooking. So we're going to ask Spirit to help you open your eyes, literally. It can be something that you're not seeing about your current situation as a solution, or maybe something that you're not seeing about yourself. Maybe you're overlooking some of your strengths, or maybe even your weaknesses. As you can see, I have 3 piles here, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and above each card I have a little cute bowl filled with puzzle pieces. And the puzzle that I will be using today is a Minions puzzle, because as you know, Minions are super cute and they have these like glasses, and this was the only puzzle I had that was close enough to the topic we have with the eyes and seeing. So yeah, let's see how that goes. I have a special idea on how to cast these puzzle pieces today, and yeah, you will see what I will do. But first, let me introduce you to the cards. So the first pile, we have this beautiful purple eye, very clear image, honestly, and the text here says, "When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see." So in case you feel drawn to pile 1, you can skip ahead and go to the time code. Then we have pile number 2 with this frame type of door that we have on this card, and the text saying, "I am a spirit having a human experience and I am here to get closer to love." Beautiful. I wouldn't say that this is a love card when you see the overall energy of it. That's cute. And then for pile 3 we have this beautiful watercolor, I don't know, this card, honestly, out of all the groups, this one is my favorite. And text saying, "I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love." I have a feeling today we're going to have a lot of love messages, not only romantic love, but in general, you know, self-love and love to others. Okay, before you go to your pile choosing, I want to make a few notes. This is a collective reading, as you already know, general, so a lot of you are watching, and it's impossible all of the messages to relate to every single one of you. So take only what resonates and claim only the things that you seem like are directed to you. Also, this is a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, it's meant to find you, and possibly Spirit has something to share with you at this stage of your life. And with that being said, I will see you in just a bit. Bye! Hello pile number 1, welcome to your reading about what is something that is hidden from you and you're not seeing clearly. This can be something that you're not seeing as a solution to a problem you have, or maybe something that you're overlooking in your strengths or in your weaknesses, and something that Spirit wants to point out to you because it will be helpful for your growth currently. You chose this card, which has the text, "When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see." Right off the bat, we can see that this is a card about faith and what you believe in. So I have a feeling you will have a bit of a challenge in your beliefs in this reading. And also you have the purple type of color in majority of this card, which can represent the third eye or even the crown chakra. So yeah, I feel like this group is a more spiritual one and is more connected to the universe and spirit, and in general you guys are looking to open up your eyes beyond what we can actually see in our 3D. Or maybe you've already opened your eyes. I have a feeling you already see a lot compared to what the ordinary person can see. But still, there is something that Spirit wants to point out to you. Okay, let's begin. I will put your card over here and I will draw some cards from these two decks. Today I'm having the Bee Tarot and the Cozy Witch Oracle. I like this oracle because whenever I'm losing something like an object and I can't find it, I use it so I can get hints of where it possibly can be, because this deck is filled with objects that are similar to what I have in my daily life. Not exactly, I mean, it's more connected to witch stuff, but when I combine them together, they create this picture of a specific location and where this object is. So I thought this deck is perfect for today's reading in case you're missing something or you're trying to find something and you're not seeing it. Maybe these cards will help you more. So for the tarot, I will take out 3 cards of each deck. Let's see, pile number 1. What is something that you're not seeing? What is something that you need help with opening your eyes about? I'm very curious. Spirit, we have pile 1 today. What is something that pile 1 needs to know more about and they're being blind about it, honestly? Okay, have this. Then we get 3 cards from here. Let's see. What is something that pile number 1 needs help with finding or seeing better? I have a feeling this card wanted to come out. What is pile 1? What does pile 1 needs to see better? Oh, okay. So you get 4 cards here. That's cool. Okay. Before I use your cards, I think you're all wondering, what is this little cute bowl filled with puzzles all about? If you saw the intro, you know that this is a puzzle of the minions. I chose it because it's the only puzzle I have where it's more connected to eyes and seeing, because as you know, minions are super cute with their little glasses here and their big eyes. So I thought it would be cute to use this. The idea today is that I will take a sheet of paper and I'm going to do a channeled message in a bit of a different style, where I will cast some pieces and then I will just let my pen draw around them while I receive downloads from Spirit. Let's see how that works. I've done this only several times for myself and honestly I've gotten very good information. Okay. What we want to do. Okay, let's leave it like this. We didn't use everything. I'm not going to touch them. And this is the pen I'm going to be using. I wanted to use specific colors for each group, but unfortunately I can't find my color pens, which is sad. Anyway, let's see what we have. I feel like I should start from here. Yeah. For some reason I'm thinking about cooking. Like, are you guys cooking right now? Maybe you have a pot on the stove. Cooking for dinner, maybe? I feel like some of you have a big family. They're maybe waiting for you to be done with dinner. And you're just sitting on the table and they're like, is dinner ready? And you're like, just a bit more, be patient. The kids. Patience. Okay, so I'm getting a message about patience. You know how Okay, I'm getting two images at the moment. The first of them is about cooking a food, and as you know, if you take out the pot of the stove too early, the food will be raw. But if you leave it for too long, it will get burned. In both cases, you won't have the best possible outcome and taste of that food. And then I'm getting the image of the frog. Do you know the saying of the frog, which is staying in this boiling water? And if you start increasing the temperature slowly, the frog won't notice that it's getting literally boiled alive until, it dies. So these are two separate messages connected to, in a way, of patience. I feel like you are waiting too much to take action about something. You're more like the frog. Like the frog, you are literally not seeing how your situation is getting slowly not worse. It's not like it's a life or death situation, but it's more about you're afraid to take action, even though you're a quite intuitive person and you appreciate your intuitive powers and you always follow your heart. You're very sensitive to the surroundings, to everything around you. So it's like you are feeling that the temperature is going up, it's rising. But you feel like this is part of the process because, when you're cooking something, it's normal for the temperature to rise. So you're not putting that much attention on it, but maybe you're overlooking that what is cooking is actually yourself. I know this sounds weird. Like in the first analogy I had with overcooking or undercooking something, it's more about spirit is trying to give you a hint when is the right moment for you to jump out of the pot like the frog, or to just take the pot off the stove so you can have the best possible food. So yeah, this message is not about like a warning or anything that you're headed in the wrong direction or you're going to get cooked, literally. It's more about the time in which you have to let go and go to the next stage is very, very near. And that's the thing, you are a very patient person, but sometimes to the point where you don't want to take action proactively, and in some cases you might delay the results of something that you're trying to achieve, or maybe even miss opportunities because of fear to not make a mistake or something. Yeah, okay. And there is something else here about sometimes you mistake your intuition with anxiety. Like you get these butterflies inside your stomach and you're like, oh, this is my intuition, okay, so I'm on the right track, or maybe, oh no, this is not a good idea to do, and you feel like this is your intuition speaking. But no, this is actually your body speaking. So when you get a sensation like this, anxiety, it's basically the memories that your body stored throughout your whole life and all your experiences. And in general, anxiety is fear. So probably your body had a fearful experience, then it stored these negative emotions, and the next time it encounters a situation that is similar to the one the first time, like for example, let's say in your childhood you were scared about your safety or something happened, maybe a bug bit you and now you're afraid of bees. Later in your life you get this anxiety, so it can act as an alert for you to move out the way and, stay safe, basically. And sometimes you are mistaking this to your intuition. Intuition is not loud. Intuition doesn't react like this in your body. Intuition is more, it has a deeper sense and it keeps you calm. There is no fear involved. There is no butterflies or such sensations. It's more of a deeper knowing. And you already know this actually. You've experienced both of the sensations and you know the difference. But sometimes, and that is normal, I mean, we're all human. You can't, you know, escape from your human experience. What was I saying? Sorry, I got distracted. But sometimes you get distracted and you focus more on your body sensations. Yes. Or maybe you focus more on the wrong sensations, because you see, like when you have the frog is not focusing that much on the temperature rising and being literally cooked to death. It's just staying there and thinking, oh, maybe just the weather is changing or something. But at the same time, the temperature in its whole body is changing, and then the temperature will become so high that it will be too late for the frog to get out. Not that there is such a thing like too late. We always get opportunities to change and to evolve. But yeah, there is some message here about your connection with your body and your connection with the spiritual and the way you operate with sensations. Maybe that's why in the beginning we also had the message of, if you overcook or undercook something, you lose the best taste of it. And the whole point of us being here on this 3D world is to find pleasure in it through our bodies. Of course, also pain that teaches us different lessons, but yeah. Okay, that's an interesting message. So you get this cute little drawing. Typically what I would do now is try to see for different images. This image reminds me of something, but I'm not sure what it is yet. And I think it's time to get the cards. Okay, let's see what you have as cards. I'll put your image here. Yeah, you have some segmentation. So we have the world, end of a cycle, wholeness. This is about wholeness and being fulfilled. Very positive card. Yeah. Then we have the 5 of Cups. Oh, we had this card yesterday. If you're coming from the yesterday's reading, I mean Sunday, because I'm not going to post this the next day. But yeah, this reminds me of the frog. It's like focusing on something that is not important at the moment. You see this lady, she's focusing on the empty, broken jars without even realizing that behind her she has these 2 full jars. Yeah, I mean, there is a loss here and it's okay to grieve and to be sad. But at the same time, there is so much to be grateful about. You already have the world. You literally have the world. And then we have, oh, you see? And you have the Fool, which is a new beginning. Literally, take a risk, take a chance. Jump off that cliff. Like the frog, just jump out of the pot. Yeah, there is a message here about you slowly cooking yourself into something because you're afraid to make a decision. Maybe you're afraid to make a decision because you've come to a point where it's hard for you to make a difference between your intuition and your anxiety. And it's hard for you to evaluate what decision to make. Should you get out of the pot or should you stay? In any case, I feel like this is a very, very big turning point for you. Like, if you get the hang of this, you will have the world in your fingertips. You will have everything, all the satisfaction, everything. You just need to refocus your attention to... There is literally, you see this lady, there is something she's not seeing. She's not seeing these jars. You are not seeing these two jars. And the way to get out of this situation in this period, to put a close to this cycle, what is the world card, is to take a leap. Just jump out, jump off. I don't know, maybe you have some sort of an opportunity at the moment. Some opportunity that you're not sure about. Should you take it, should you not? For example, if you're working in a job that is slowly becoming very toxic, and you've seen throughout the years that things are getting progressively worse, but still you have colleagues that you love and adore and you love working with them, but the conditions are getting worse and worse. And you know that the job market in the outside world is getting worse and worse. It's harder to find a job now. So you're trying to understand, should I leave my job now and find something else? Or maybe it's not that bad because, you know, I have my friends and they are making the experience not that bad. But I feel like Spirit is pulling your attention towards, yeah, it is getting pretty bad and it will get even worse. And you need to start making a difference between what is really your intuition and what is really your anxiety and worries. You need to make a difference between the physical sensations and the more spiritual third eye type of sensations. Because when you do this, first of all, you will feel ease. Second of all, you will find more pleasure in life. You will basically have everything you've wished for. So now what I'm curious about is how do you take the leap? Because imagine, okay, let's say take the job interview, the job situation that I mentioned. Maybe you don't have another opportunity for a job. It is quite scary to leave your current job and just start searching for something new. Maybe what you can do is start searching from now. Or maybe your job doesn't have a lot of listings and it's very hard to get hired. In that case, maybe it's good to think about starting a new skill, learning something new. Especially in today's world with AI and everything, it's important for us to be very adaptable and find ways to... It's like, this is your situation, this is your life at the moment. It can feel quite complete, maybe a bit messy and rough on the edges. And it's like the missing piece, it's already under your nose. You already have it. You know what you need exactly to move forward, but you're afraid to take it. But that's the thing, the connection between your current situation and the missing piece that will lead you to the next situation that will improve your life is a very, very thin line, very thin line. And I feel like these other pieces here are serving just as a distraction. And that's what's bringing you anxiety. Let's say you get different opportunities and you're like, yeah, this is a cool job opportunity. Or if it's not a job, let's say you're a student and you know, you're trying to apply for different universities or academies. And you're seeing a listing and you're like, yeah, they have my specialty, what I want to study in this university, but there is this and this. There are some cons all the time. So you're like, yeah, no, maybe I shouldn't go here, or maybe I shouldn't go here. And you get stuck. You get stuck in your old situation. But at the same time, what is meant for you is literally right next to you. Like this woman with the jars. It's literally right behind her. That's why you're not seeing it. Because you're looking too far, you're looking too far ahead. Just like the frog is not noticing that it's getting boiled because it's looking, it's focused somewhere far away in the distance, in the future. It's not in the current moment. Okay, I see what is happening here. This is also a message about you being more present in the now. so you can finally see what is right in front of you. Like, for example, with the Fool, the edge of the cliff is right in front of him. If you take just one step further and you won't take the leap and go to another stage of your life, just one step more. Like with this, just one step more and you will see the connection, the small, like an umbilical cord. Yeah, I'm still feeling like some of you maybe have children. This can be also connected to a child you have. Like you're focused on different tasks or adult things and your child is actually the one that needs attention at the moment. And bringing this attention to your child is something that will propel you forward too. Maybe you're thinking, yeah, this child is not doing well because they don't know what to study. They're a teenager now, and that's normal for them to have this behavior, but maybe it's not that. Maybe the child needs your attention, you know? Okay, so I'm curious to see what your other cards have to say. So these cards we will use, well, we have 4 cards. We will use as a way to find an answer. How can you be more in the present and how can you see what is right in front of you? So we have nourishment. So this is grow and share. This is something about share. Grow, this is, I'm thinking about the world. Then we have warmth and nourishment again. You have nourishment again, funny, interesting. And then you have deer. Oh, I've never had this card. Gentleness and grace. And then you have again fire energy. Fire with creativity and strength. The only card that sticks out to me is the deer card. Because all of the other ones are super connected. You see, you have the fire. It's like this card of the hurt is a combination between this card with the fruits and everything, because the basket has a very similar shape and form as the hurt. The cauldron, I mean. And then on the other side you have the fire, which you need to make a good potion. Oh my god, this is so funny because we were literally just talking about a pot that is boiling and cooking. There is something here about you finding the right ingredients, putting them together, combining them with creativity, strength, and the spark of creation and life. So you can create a new potion, a new magical potion that is basically going to ease your anxiety and center you, bring you more in the present so you can finally understand what is the next step and listen more to your intuition. But what is this ingredient? And I feel like this ingredient is gentleness and grace. You are a very spiritual person, open person, you know, for sure, I can feel it. But at the same time, this situation that is almost over has brought you to a bit of a harshness. So maybe, let's say you get irritated easily. You lash out at your loved ones and you hurt them in a way. Let's say your child is trying to get your attention, but you're too busy thinking about you know, adult stuff. I don't know why I'm keeping with this child. I know that not all of you have children, but yeah, maybe it's your inner child. Yeah, okay, so for the ones of you who don't have children in the 3D, it's talking about your inner child. It's trying to get your attention, it's trying to show you something, and it's trying to tell you, you know, if you don't pay attention to this now, later on it will be harder to retract. But you're too focused on other things. And that makes your edges quite rough, quite messy. You become harsher. It's like you have forgotten how to be gentle, how to be kinder to yourself, by the way, kinder to yourself. Maybe you're too critical to yourself. You're saying these things, why haven't you figured this out yet? What's wrong with you? And your inner child is like, it's not my fault. I mean, that's what the period is, you know? You can't blame me for, you know, wanting to heal. And you're like, I don't have time for this right now. I have this and this and this to do. Yeah, but you know, when you reconnect with your inner child or with your real child, I feel like you have all the ingredients here in the basket. All of the tomatoes, all of the cucumbers or whatever. What you're missing is not only gentleness, you're missing the spark of creativity. It's like you have lost your creative power. And you've always been a creative person. That's why you're not seeing the next stage properly. Ways to increase your creativity is by just being curious. Curious about what is around you at this moment. Curious about what does your child have to say. Curious about the opinion of another person about this university that you were wondering about. Or just focusing on your inner child. Be curious about what this child is trying to tell you. Be curious about the anxiety. Why does it come up now? Why do you have a trigger now? Curiosity grounds you and brings you in the present. It also helps you to see yourself more and others more as a human being and to be less critical. And the moment you become less critical, you become more gentle and kinder. You soften up the edges, and this brings you peace. And when you combine all that you have gathered until now and this spark of creativity and strength, because being in the present, being curious and being creative, this is strength. And when you combine both of them, that's when you get the best soup, basically. The most delicious soup. Something that you can enjoy. That's when the real magic happens. Well, this was a beautiful reading. Well, pile one. I really hope this was helpful for you, and I really hope that I conveyed this message in the best possible way. I do wish you to be able to open up your third eye and your intuition and to be able to start making the difference between being just anxious or afraid and, you know, being aligned with your path. It's super important to be connected to the present and to your inner child and to your emotions. Everything is okay. Don't worry about, you know, being boiled alive. I don't know why I had this weird vision. But that's why you're getting this message now. So you can avoid a situation like that. Okay. Lovely. If you like this reading, I would appreciate a like, a subscribe, a comment, whatever you feel like. It's not needed, of course, but it's always appreciated. And I wish you a nice week, or whenever you're watching this, a nice day. Bye. Hello there, pile 2. You chose this interesting card with black arc, like a door. And I have a feeling this group in particular might be more of a love type of message, because right before your reading I was shuffling the cards that I'm going to be using now, and I was feeling this heaviness in my heart, as if my heart is aching, maybe even it's a bit broken, like a heartbreak. And also, if you've watched the intro, I read this text in the intro, but I will read it now again. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I am here to get closer to love. Of course, love can take many shapes and forms. It can be love towards yourself, love towards your family, your loved ones. But at the same time, I really do have a feeling that the majority of the ones who chose pile 2 are going through some sort of a heartache, and it's talking more about a romantic love. But let's see, that's just what I'm getting right off the bat. If you've seen the intro, you would know what this little bow here with these puzzle pieces is for. I gave a bit of information why I chose the minions. I mean, because of the eyes and everything. But the idea is, with this reading today, to see what is something that is hidden from your sight, something that you're not seeing or maybe overlooking, and to help you progress forward in your journey, or even heal something that you've been trying to heal for a long time. And the way I'm going to do it, with these puzzle pieces, I'm going to cast them on a piece of paper, and I want to do a channeled message while I am drawing around them. You will see, I already did it for pile 1, and I think it came out very, very nice. So I'm excited to see what will come up for you. And then, of course, I have my tarot here, Tarot of the Bees, and this little deck of Cozy Witch Oracle that I usually use when I want to find an object in my apartment or anywhere, honestly, that I can't find, and this is the best deck to do that. Okay, I'm going to take out some cards for you, 3 from each deck. Okay, this one wants to come out, and then 2 more, this one more please. Let's have 1 more for our lovely pile number 2. Let's take 3 from here as well. Something that you're not seeing, something that you're overlooking, maybe something that you're blind about. This one for sure, and I feel like this one and this one, yes. Okay. Okay, I will put your main card here so you can look at it whenever you want. Although your is the only card that is with closed eyes, but you do have the 3rd eye here open. So that's interesting. Maybe really there is something that you're not seeing because it's very painful for you at the moment in the human experience in the 3D world. And the only way for you to open your eyes is to let yourself feel more connected to its spirit, which is honestly the most divine form of love. But okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see, what does the channeled message have for you? I have this sheet here, and I'm going to just take a few pieces without looking and just cast them. Okay. You even have a letter D, D-E, D. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means something to you. Maybe initials of a person. By the way, the candle is going crazy at the moment. I've done so many readings the past several days, and it hasn't been like this. The flame is super high at the moment, and it's basically looming, poof, poof, poof. You know, like, wow, pulsating heart. You guys have a lot of passion. Yes, there is a lot of emotion stored into you. Okay, I feel like I will start from this piece here. Let's see what is the channeled message from Spirit to you. Something that you're not seeing. I'm getting distracted by this flame. It's so crazy. For some reason at the moment what I'm getting is a construction site, you know, where they construct a building, but it's just in the beginning. You have the workers, they're waiting for the truck with the concrete, they're laying down bricks, and you have those metal, how do you call them, metal columns that you put in the beginning so you can build on top of them. It's a very startup construction site. It's messy, You have these digged up holes, you have these machines, diggers that transfer sand or whatever to other holes. I mean, I'm not a construction worker for sure, so I don't know the most of the terminology. Yeah, like a hook, you know, those high construction tools that we see all over our modern cities. I can literally now, when I look outside of my window, I can see 5 of them. I'm not joking. 5 of them right next to each other. They're like flamingos, you know, above the buildings, and they're carrying heavy blocks with their hooks. I'm seeing a hook here. I don't know what this message means yet, but maybe you do work in construction, or maybe you're in the middle of refurbishing your home, or so now I'm getting something. It's like recently you moved out, and for the first time in a long time you're moving into your own place, or you're moving into a new place in general. Maybe you moved even countries, and you're trying to decorate and trying to find out what is the best approach, especially if it's a new country. It's a bit tricky. I had to make a little pause here because my laptop, which is right in front of you know, the sheet, started the fans started working super hard, and I don't understand why, because I didn't change anything and there is no program running. It honestly reminds me of the intensity of your candle. It feels like there's some bottled up emotions here. And as I was saying, moving to a new place, and especially if you moved recently to a new country, it can be so tough. And if you don't know anybody there, like you don't have loved ones or anything, trying to figure out the ropes by yourself can be tricky. But yeah, I can see this whole idea of you trying. You're starting, actually, yes, you're starting from the beginning. You're starting fresh. You recently had a new chapter open for you, and it's like you're rebuilding from nothing, from scratch, all over again. This can mean anything, honestly. You can go through changing your apartment and buying new furniture, or refurbishing it, or just making a refreshment for your old apartment, or maybe you broke up with someone that you were living with for a long time, and now you're stuck in the same place that you used to live with that person, and you're trying to get rid of all the clues that they existed in this place. But it's hard because, you know, even if you remove a lot of objects, the person's energy will still linger for a while. In any case, I feel like this giant change, you made a huge change here. I can feel it, like the huge tower type of cranes that help build the buildings. Major change, very high change, high vibrational, but at the same time it's painful. It makes you feel alone, maybe a bit sad. It feels like these eyes here, like the eyelashes, are a bit like tears. Yes, pile number 2. I feel like you have bottled up a lot of emotions, maybe even anger. Yeah, but you're not giving up, because you know this is the right path. This is where you're supposed to be. Okay, but what is it that you're not seeing, though? Maybe that's what you're not seeing. You're not seeing how much progress you have made, and how much. Because, you know, sometimes when you start over, this happens to me very often, honestly. Every few years I have to start over for different reasons. And you might think, oh my God, I'm a failure, I'm not consistent. Oh, interesting. While I'm speaking about this particularly, the candle became calmer. It's like Spirit is telling me, yes, this is what you have to be talking about. Yeah, and now it started pulsating again. Yeah, okay, so this is what we're talking about. Starting over, especially later in your life, let's say you're 30 or you're 40 years old, you might feel like you're a failure and you haven't achieved your goals, and you know, you haven't done anything in particular in your life, and you always have to start over. All of your dreams, aspirations and things seem so far for you because, you know, you're trying so hard to achieve something, either create a family, find a great partner, go around the world, or have a nice job with which you can afford a big house, whatever it is for you. And at the same time, when you start over, it feels like you haven't made any progress. But the truth is that actually starting over is part of the progress that you've already done, and maybe you forget to give yourself some slack and give yourself some credit, you know? Yes, give yourself some credit. You're a strong person, you've done so much, and you keep doing it actually. If at the moment you're trying to reconstruct something, refurbish your apartment, or moving into a new apartment and trying to put furniture in, whatever it is, that shows that you have made incredible progress and that you're not giving up. No matter if someone broke your heart, or you're nostalgic to the family outside of the ocean in another continent because you moved, let's say, from Brazil to France. But I know it's heavy, it hurts, and I don't know why, but this piece here gives me the energy of a hug, like maybe because it's shaped like a arc. And yeah, me and Spirit, all of us are sending you such a big hug. You deserve it. And whatever you're starting at the moment, yes, stick to it. This is the right path. You're not losing anything. Everything that you have gained until this moment can never be lost. You can never lose your experience, you know? I'm getting so, I don't know, so triggered for you guys, you know? You should love yourself. Yes, to get closer to love, this is your path. What you're doing now, even though you lost a loved one in whatever sense it is for you, this is getting you closer to love. Oh wow, amazing. I don't even think I want to circle this. I feel like this piece here is a standalone one. You have the D, the E, this is an M, by the way. And yeah, let's see what is the image that you get. I'm thinking about an elephant at the moment. I don't know why, don't ask me. So this looks, and also, okay, this is weird. I'm thinking about Matthew from Cars, you know, the little brown truck that is the best friend of the Lightning McQueen. I have no idea, but this is what I'm getting. Maybe because of the construction stuff, but I can see him how he's goofy and he's laughing, and he has his little hook that he's pulling cars with. Yeah, it's like, oh yes, so you're not alone. There is always someone around you that can help you move things, and you know, that they have like a hook of I don't know how these trucks are called, tow trucks, I think, that they can help you. For example, if your car gets stuck in the highway, metaphorically and realistically, there is always someone you can call, and they can come and, you know, hook your car and drive away with it, tow it, basically. Yeah, so this is what this is giving me. And if you feel very alone, or if you lost your closest loved one, like in the sense of your partner or something, because you broke up, and they were your best friend, and you don't have anyone closer than them, Spirit is always here for you. That's why you have here the third eye. Yeah, this is what you're not seeing. You're not seeing that actually you're not alone. And I know this can be a bit frustrating to hear, because I know what it feels like to feel alone and not heard and everything. But yeah, I feel like Spirit is trying to show you the door of how to connect more with that true and pure sense of love that no one can take from you. The same way, the experience that you have built in your whole life, no one can take it from you. And this type of love that Spirit wants you to see and to acknowledge and to accept, no one can take it from you. You would never feel heartbroken again if you have this inside of you. Oof, wow, I can't believe I got all of this out of just the puzzle pieces. Amazing. Let's see your cards though, because we still have a lot to go through. You have 3 tarots. Oh, you have the King of Pentacles. Pile 1 had this, the 5 of Cups. Yeah, so this is about loss. It's about grief. You see how she's wearing black. And I'm sorry if some of you are grieving because you lost someone due to them passing away. Really, my condolences. But for most of you, you just had a breakup, or maybe you lost your best friend. It doesn't have to be romantic. But it's interesting because pile 1 had the same card, and I was telling them that while you're crying about these 3 jars that are broken here, actually you're not seeing what you still have. These jars, this is your experience, this is your love. No one can take this from you. And here we have this house, which reminds me again of the vision where if you've lived with someone for a long time and now you're not together anymore and now you moved houses, yeah, it feels like, oh wow. And you see these trees here, they look so much like the door here. It's like this vision right now is what Spirit is seeing from their perspective towards your dimension. And this door here is what you can see if you open your eyes, and this is your POV towards Spirit. I don't know if this makes sense. Yeah, but there is a lot about doors here. And the King of Pentacles, as you know, this is the most the most stable card you can have when it comes down to Earth and your relationship with the 3D world and your material gains and your stability. This card is about stability. Maybe the person that you lost, in whatever way it is for you, was your King of Pentacles, no matter the gender, by the way. It was the person that was giving you stability, and now they're no longer in your life, so you're grieving, and that's totally fine. We have one more card here. So you have the 7 of Pentacles. You see, you have a lot about Pentacles. I mean, you have one about Cups, which is about emotions, but Pentacles are about groundedness and about what we can touch with our hands. You see, the medicine to this pain here is to refocus towards the people who are still around you, and you still have a lot to give. You still have a lot that you have accumulated during your life path. This is your experience, this is the fruits of your labor, and the best way to heal is not to close off, but to continue being so generous with your love. And if you like to give gifts materially, do that as well. You see, this is you. You are hurting, but you choose to not close your heart and continue giving to others. Because you know that what you have gained, no matter who breaks up with you or leaves your life, can never be taken from you. And now my laptop's fans stopped making this giant noise, and the candle is calm, and I feel like we came to a conclusion, like there was a culmination, and we came to a conclusion. Yes, this is what you need to see here. This is what you're blind for. And you will find stability again. Interesting. Okay. And it's funny because, just a reminder, you know, Here we have the DE. In French, denier, I think it's pronounced, is pentacles, you know, like dinari, coins. And you do have the DE here, which is fun. Yeah, so this is about stability, your sense of security. Okay, let's see how you can find what you're missing or what you're not seeing. I'll put these like this. We have, you have the key. Okay, so the key to finding this is to accept. Accept that this spirit is painful and that is okay. Welcome the pain and embrace it. And at the same time, just accept that this is life, this is how it works, and you're not losing anything. Me personally, I don't believe in loss or failure. I believe in transformation. Everything is energy and nothing can be lost. It can just be transformed. And then, wow. Okay, so this card also came out in pile 1. You know what, pile 2? Maybe you should watch pile 1. Although I'm not sure, I don't know. It's not the same message at all. But who knows, maybe there is something for you there. It's not mandatory, of course. So the moment you accept this pain and you see, by the way, this key also reminds me of a home, like a new home. Literally, I'm getting this message so hard right now. It's like you're moving, you're getting the keys for your new home. You're lighting the fire in your new fireplace. You're making it cozy again. You're making it safe, a new safe space. I know here it says creativity and strength. Yes, you will need a lot of strength to create this home, this new safe place from scratch, from nothing, to create it and become again so cozy and yours. But at the same time, this is more about warmth. Yeah. And then we have spring equinox, newness and fertility. You see, I'm telling you, this new adventure, this new thing, period, that you're starting now without this person is going to bring you a lot of abundance. I know that it feels like you're starting from scratch and that you've lost everything, but you haven't. You still have so much to give to others, to yourself, to the world around you. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you. I really hope you, if you're feeling this type of grief or loss or these heavy feelings, I hope they pass very soon, and good luck with your reconstructions and constructions or whatever you're doing. If you like this, of course, I would appreciate a like, a subscribe, maybe even a comment. I would be curious to see what are your thoughts about these readings. And yeah, see you in the next reading. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. You chose this beautiful card for your message today about what is something that you're not seeing or is hidden from your sight, something that you're overlooking and that might help you resolve your current struggles. This is my favorite card, by the way. If I were to choose a card from a reading, I would choose this one for sure, because I just adore the colors and watercolor and okay, whatever. Let's see, I read this in the intro, but I will read it again. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Yeah, as I said in the intro, I have a feeling we have maybe a few readings here about the romantic side of life, but we'll see. For pile 2, for example, I was getting the message that we will have some romantic aspects, but it went into a different direction. Yes, it did have romantic aspects, but in a different way that I was expecting. Anyway, you're probably wondering what is the point of this bow with the little puzzle pieces. I did mention briefly in the intro why I chose the minions. They really match the vibe. Today it was the only puzzle I had. And the whole goal here is to do a channeled message for you guys while I use the puzzles as guidance. You will see what I mean in a bit. And then I will be also using these cards For tarot, we have the Tarot of the Beast, and for oracle, we have the Cozy Witch Oracle that I really love to use when I'm losing an object or something around my house and I can't find it. So I use this for guidance. Where can it be? I thought this would be awesome for this reading today because it can help you find something that you're not seeing. Okay, I will take 3 cards out of each deck. Let's see, we have pile number 3 today. What are some things that they're not seeing? We want them to have more clarity, to open their eyes, or maybe their eye. Let's see. This one, yes. And this one. Okay. And then we have the Cozy Witch Oracle. We have pile number 3. What is something that they need help with finding or seeing better? Let's help them find it. Yes. This one. Oh, I feel like, oh my god, so many cards. I wanted to do only 3, then I wanted to take only these 2 above, and now this one came out. Maybe that's how it should be. I feel like, yeah, maybe there is a lot for you to find out. Who knows? Okay, I will put your main card up here like this so you can take a look at it. Let's see, who is this someone for the first time that you're seeing with the eyes of love? And let's see if it's about love at all. What I will do with the pieces, I have this empty piece of paper, and I'm going to take a few pieces from here and just cast them and see what comes out. Wow, so you have a piece that came out from outside. It's a edge piece. In the previous pile, this edge piece gave me very soft vibes, like a hug. Maybe you do need a hug. I don't know. You have a lot of minions here that are looking at you strangely. We're not going to take this piece, but I will cast a few more. Okay. Yeah, this didn't help a lot. You're the only pile that has puzzle pieces so spread out, like so expansive. Interesting. The other ones were more grouped in together. Yeah, okay. Let's start from here and see or feel what the spirit wants to mention. Interesting, and your lines are quite fast and sharp. Yeah, they are sharp. It was not like that before. Before they were more wobbly. Wow, okay. Yeah, you see how they just go straight lines. Are you traveling somewhere? When I was talking about the expansion, I was feeling like the vastness of the sky, like I can see even birds and planes. And then when I was doing these fast, sharp lines, I was thinking about the white smoke lines that airplanes leave in the sky when they fly. Maybe you're traveling somewhere, or maybe you just came back from a flight. I feel like you do love to travel. And I'm getting something about an island. Maybe you want to go to an island, or maybe recently you were to an island. It's like you do like your freedom, pile number 3. You love your freedom, you love to work with your time the way you see fit. To not be dependent on anybody, to not be too attached to anything like a place or a person. So that's actually interesting with your card, because here it's talking about meeting someone for the first time, and maybe even for the first time seeing them with love. It's like you're so focused on your own thing, you know, traveling the world or getting to the next vacation or eating good food, going out to the next fancy new restaurant that opened doors. Yeah, and you're super straightforward, you know. You don't like small talk, you don't like when things are not direct and someone speaks to you with, as we say in my language, with riddles. You like things to be straightforward. You like things to happen fast. You like them to not be complicated, to be simple, to not be too attached. You don't believe in outcomes, I feel like. Yeah, you're all here for the experience and the journey. Yeah, you are here for the journey for sure. I can still see that plane. Maybe you are traveling somewhere. But the whole energy of this is about someone who likes their space. Yes. And maybe if you were trying to find love or anything, you weren't very successful because people usually do prefer proximity and someone who is more, who is there, you know, closer, physically there. And maybe your job is like that. I have a friend, for example, who travels for several months in a row because her job requires her to it. And she's always talked to me about how it's very hard for her to have a long-term relationship. It's not like she doesn't want it. She does, but she's so afraid of commitment because she doesn't want to lose her independence and freedom. But at the same time, you know, if she doesn't stay in one place, it's a bit hard to have something consistent. And I feel like in today's world, this is something that is quite common. I feel like this pile is going through something like this. You want to find love, but it's hard. It's hard to find someone who will be putting up with you consistently not being there. Or maybe you just need someone who is like you so you can travel together, which is also not easy to find. There is this YouTuber that I like a lot. She's from my country, and recently, like a year ago, she found this man who just listens to her and goes wherever she goes, and they're so happy together because, you know, that's how it works. You do need proximity if you want deeper love. Not love, but maybe something more committed. Your drawing for sure is quite different from the others. I wasn't even paying attention what I'm doing, honestly, but it's very all over the place. It's very connected. It reminds me like a brain, you know, like neurons that are connected between each other. Yeah, or maybe like a map, and this is the GPS that is showing you all the paths that you did, you know, Camino de Santiago. Yeah, there is something about traveling here. Maybe if this is one continent and this is another continent, you're traversing between the two continents. Like this is the line that you're going through. Maybe you're in a long distance relationship actually, and you came to a point where you're trying to figure out, should I commit to this person or not? Should I move to their country? But if I move to that country, is this going to jeopardize my freedom of movement? Yeah, there is something about this here. But still, I am getting the vision of a brain and connections in the brain. We do have the message here of letting go of the shadow of the past. And you know how the brain connects, creates connections between neurons when you experience some traumatic event or whatever you experience actually. It makes connections between different neurons, and the next time you experience something similar, it gets it lights up like a firework. So a way for you to not get triggered or revisit old things from the past is to just break these connections and reprogram your whole brain. And this is not that hard as you think, actually. The brain is very flexible, and yeah, if you know how to do it, you can change the connections. And that will maybe help you see someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Because at the moment, let's imagine that you are in a long-term relationship, but it's long distance. And you came to a point where you have to decide, are you going to get to the next stage and live together or create a family together, or what are you guys doing? So it's totally possible to see someone for the first time, even though you've known them for several years. And this can happen when you change your neural pathways. and you reprogram your connections. You will be like, oh my God, the solution was so easy all this time. And it's like you're seeing this connection with this person totally differently now. You realize that your fears of being stuck or trapped in a cage and not being free to do whatever you want or not being independent are actually an illusion and are something that is coming from an old experience. Okay, that was pretty cool. I'm curious to see what your cards will say about this. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, focused work. Wow, so many eights. The Eight of Cups, interesting, and the Ace of Pentacles. It's interesting because the Eight of Cups can talk about letting go of something. It means abandonment and walking away from a situation that no longer serves you. But you do have the keyword of here, letting go of the shadow of the past. And since this card is about abandonment, I have a feeling that maybe this is the trauma that you need to resolve. Something connected to your fear of abandonment that has transmuted into hyper-independence maybe, because the Eight of Pentacles can talk about craftsmanship and being very focused on your work and being very skillful and masterful, but at the same time it can talk about very high standards and being too focused on your own thing. You can see these people here behind the window. It seems like you are doing your own thing, you know, traveling the world or doing your own crafts or whatever you're doing, whatever this thing is for you. While people around you are getting into relationships, experiencing love with other people, having babies, getting married. And, you know, age is growing the more we live. So sometimes you might feel a bit lonely and a bit sad because you do want to experience connection with someone and love with someone and commitment with someone, but again, you're so afraid of losing this space that you have created, all these jars. I mean, they're, yeah, not pentacles, but yeah, all these jars, everything that you have worked so hard independently for you to build. You're afraid to lose it. And that's why maybe your pattern in relationships most of the time is for you to just walk away and leave the person that is trying to give you love. But this is an unhealthy way to look at relationships. You know, this walking away from love, because this is the only card talking about emotions. Avoiding and leaving your emotions and abandoning them is literally what you experienced when you were younger, probably. And you're doing it now, again, towards yourself and towards the people who are trying to give you love. And the only way for you to break this pattern is to turn around. You see how, let's say that this woman here and this man is you. You are trying to go outside of the room, trying to go outside in the wild and experience everything that this earth has to offer. But at the same time, you are craving what's inside of these four walls. You know, the safety, the safety of a relationship, maybe even. And I'm telling you from experience, it's totally possible to find middle ground with someone who is afraid of commitment and values their freedom and independence. I'm telling you, yes, it is possible. It's just they need to find a person who is secure enough in themselves, and also you have to find security in yourself. So maybe all you have to do here is to go back and look through the window. You don't need to close the door. You know, you can leave at any time. You are not closed. This is by choice. It has to be your own choice. And only then, so you have the Ace of Pentacles, which means a new opportunity for you to plant a new seed, maybe start something new to grow. But this is something that you have to work for too. Pentacles usually are about our physical and material gains. It's not that much about emotions, but at the same time we are talking about security here. So maybe you're at a stage where you can literally plant a new seed and watch it grow, so you can experience the love that Spirit is talking about here. Yeah. And it's funny because we do have the topic about, seeing things like, windows. That's the whole point of windows. So you can see through them, see the vastness behind them, behind these four walls, so you don't feel trapped. And you know the saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul. So yeah, it's like you shouldn't be afraid of the windows. Actually, you should use them as they're intended to look through them, to pass through them, to create connection. And yeah, this is the moment, the perfect moment for you to plant a new seed. Okay, and then you have so many cards here from the Oracle. Let's see, what is it so much? Well, that's funny because this card, pile number 1, also got it. I don't know what's happening today, but all the piles are connected with each other. It was very similar to pile number 2. They also got a card from pile number 1. I did advise if they want to watch pile number 1, maybe they should. But yeah, it's not mandatory. It's still funny for me to say this. Then you have book and magic, learn, grow. Yeah, there is something for you to learn here. And you see the plants around the books. It's like you're planting a new seed. And this is what you're craving. You are craving the warmth and the coziness of the home hearth, of the fireplace, of having a warm meal with a loved one that you can share together. And that's totally fine. You can totally have this, I'm telling you. And you're actually pretty close. Yeah, again, blanket, magic, soften, comfort. Yeah, you are a person who likes to travel and experience new things, and maybe you can be a bit of an adrenaline junkie, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you like to do bungee jumps and go with parachutes or whatever, but at the same time, there is a part of you that is craving a bit of a chillness, stability, reading a good book. And then you have nourishment. Oh, this is abundance. And you have a grow again. Yeah, again, the idea of the seed that you're planting. This seed that you will be planting here is going to result in a lot of fruit in a different way, because you already know how to grow things, to grow your desires. So you have a go and you just do your own thing, and you're very masterful in this. And it becomes more and more and more. But this is a different type of growth. And then you have the bell. Yes. So, clarity and also a wake-up call. I feel like it's been quite some time for you to get a wake-up call here. What I'm thinking about here is, like a doorbell. Not just a bell, but a doorbell. So you're at home and someone clicks on the doorbell and you go and you open the door. It's like your desires and your adventures and your desire to be outside and exploring new worlds is a bit of maybe a bit of an addiction, or maybe a bit of a coping mechanism. It's like a bell, the Pavlov's bell of the dog. Every time it hears the bell and it starts getting saliva in its mouth because it's thinking food will come. So every time you hear the bell at the door, you open the door and you leave and you go to your next adventure. So it's a bit like an adventure here. Yeah, again, I'm coming back to this with the brain, where you have to cut these pathways, reprogram your neurons. Yeah, because it's literally like the experiment with the dog. Every time you hear the bell, you get the trigger and you just go. But at the same time, after that, there are moments, I mean, it's not like you're not enjoying yourself, actually you love it, but time passes and there are times when you're craving more of this. And it's funny to me, by the way, how the blanket here and the chair are the same colors as the dress and, you know, the apron of this girl. It's like here she's working and focused on her work, but here it's like she just puts down her apron and calls it a day. It's time to relax. It's time to be in your cozy hearth fireplace. Yeah. It will bring you a lot of new fruit and nourishment, just in a different way. Something that you can share with others. Yeah, because you see how the products here that you're creating, they're separated. They can be enjoyed one by one. And here, this basket is something that you can sit and enjoy all of you together. I don't know if that makes sense. But the basket and the hearth, we got them in pile number 1. So pile 3, maybe there is a message for you in pile number 1. I have no idea. Check it if you want. In any case, I hope this was helpful. I'm ending the message here. I really hope you find the best way for you to cut, like with this knife, to cut these pathways that are bothering you and triggering you and blocking you from seeing someone with love. And honestly, there is a lot of material online that you can just literally search in YouTube and you will find videos about this. There is a guy, a YouTuber, I really like his content, Healthy Gamer GG, Dr. K. He speaks a lot about psychology and how to reprogram your brain. Maybe he can help you. I don't know. It's not exactly the content that I would imagine this pile watching, but who knows? It's a recommendation. In any case, yeah, if you like this, I would appreciate a like, a subscribe, maybe even a comment. And I will see you in one of the next readings, I hope. Bye!